I do not speak from perfection. I speak from the scars God transformed into purpose. I want to tell you something I may have never expressed with this level of depth before. Everything I share does not come from believing I am better than anyone. It does not come from thinking I have all the answers. It does not come from having lived a perfect life. Quite the opposite. It comes from the fact that I have made mistakes, and some of those mistakes cost me dearly, very dearly. Some decisions cost me time, others cost me opportunities, some cost me tears, others forced me to start over when I felt everything had fallen apart. There were nights when only God knew the questions in my heart. There were moments when I had to accept that the problem was not always outside of me. Many times it was inside me, and that was probably the hardest lesson to learn because it is easy to blame, it is easy to point fingers, it is easy to justify ourselves, but growth begins when a person has the courage to look in the mirror and say, I need to change. God began a deep work in my life. He did not start by changing my circumstances, He started by changing my heart, because before opening doors, God often works on the character of the person who will walk through them. And I understood that my greatest enemy was not another person. It was my own pride. It was my own arrogance. It was the need to always be right. It was vanity. It was that silent desire to receive recognition. It was living too focused on the opinions of others. God had to break many things inside me in order to rebuild something much better. And let me tell you something, that process hurts because no one enjoys watching the image they had of themselves fall apart. But I understood that God does not tear down in order to humiliate. God tears down what prevents something stronger from being built. Like a potter who breaks a cracked vessel in order to shape it again. Like an architect who removes a weak structure in order to build a stronger one. That is how God works. He does not waste our wounds. He transforms them. He does not waste our failures. He turns them into wisdom. He does not waste our tears. He uses them to water the ground, where, later on, our purpose will grow. That is why today I do not speak from a pedestal. I speak from the scars. And scars carry a different kind of authority. Because a scar proves there was a wound, but it also proves there was healing. Many people believe success means never falling. I learned something completely different. True success is rising again with a different heart after you have fallen. I also understood that forgiveness is not an act of weakness. It is one of the greatest acts of freedom a human being can experience. There were people who hurt me. There were words that wounded me. There were betrayals. There were injustices, just as there may also be in your own story. And for a long time, I thought forgiving meant pretending nothing had happened. But God taught me something much deeper. Forgiveness does not mean justifying the damage. Forgiveness means refusing to keep living chained to the damage. Because resentment is a prison where the only prisoner ends up being the person who chooses to remain there. My enemies may have expected me to live full of bitterness, to respond with hatred, to dedicate my life to proving who was right, but God had another plan. He taught me that the best response was not revenge, it was transformation. The best response was not holding on to resentment, it was building, it was serving, it was loving, it was using everything I learned, even in the most difficult moments, to help other people. Today I can honestly say that I am grateful for many of the experiences I did not understand at the time. I am grateful for the doors that closed. I am grateful for the corrections. I am grateful for the uncomfortable conversations. I am grateful even for those people who, without intending to, forced me to grow. Because many times God uses both moments of light and moments of darkness to shape our character. I learned from excellent leaders. I learned from extraordinary bosses. I learned from demanding managers. I learned from supervisors who taught me discipline. I learned from mentors who showed me new paths. I learned from coworkers. I learned by observing people who did things correctly. And I also learned by observing mistakes I did not want to repeat. Every season left a lesson. Every job added a skill. Every challenge strengthened a part of my character. Today I look back with gratitude, not because everything was easy, but because even the difficult experiences helped shape the person I am. And above all of that, I recognize the hand of God, because there were moments when He set me free from chains that seemed impossible to break. He taught me not to depend on the applause of the crowd, not to build my identity on praise, because applause is temporary. Today they applaud you, tomorrow they may forget you. If your identity depends on the approval of others, you will live as a slave to an audience that will never be able to fill the emptiness of the soul. My identity is no longer in recognition. It is in knowing who I am before God, and that freedom completely changed the way I live. That is why I continue studying. That is why I continue reading. That is why I continue listening to people wiser than I am, because I understood that I will never stop being a learner. Every book represents an opportunity to broaden my perspective. Every mentor reminds me that I still have much to learn. Every conversation with experienced people helps me grow, and that attitude of lifelong learning does not diminish my leadership. It strengthens it, because a leader who stops learning slowly begins to stop serving. Today, I give thanks for my wife, who has walked with me through different seasons of life. I give thanks for my children, who remind me every day why it is worth building a legacy. I give thanks for my parents, who planted principles that are still bearing fruit. I give thanks for my in-laws because they have also been part of this journey and this learning process. I give thanks for every person God has placed in my life to correct me, challenge me, encourage me, or teach me. No one goes far completely alone. We are the result of many hands that helped us rise again. And precisely because of that, I feel a great responsibility. If I have received so much, I must also share. If I have learned so much, I must also teach. If so many people invested time in my growth, I must also invest time in the growth of others. That is the true meaning behind everything I do. I am not trying to prove that I am perfect. I am trying to show that God can take an ordinary life with mistakes, wounds, and failures and turn it into a tool for service. If one person finds hope in one of my words, this entire story will have been worth it. If one marriage decides to fight for their relationship after hearing a message, it will have been worth it. If one young person discovers they can build a different future, it will have been worth it. If one family begins praying together again, it will have been worth it. Because at the end of my life, I do not want to be remembered only for the videos I posted or for the technological tools I learned to use. I want people, when they look at my life, to be able to say something far more important. He was a man who allowed God to transform his wounds into service, his knowledge into generosity, and his story into a legacy of hope for other families. And if that becomes my legacy, then the entire process, the tears, the falls, the corrections, the studying, the work, the reading, the mentors, the family, and the grace of God will have had an eternal purpose. Because the greatest success is not that the world knows our name. The greatest success is that our life reflects the love of God and helps others discover that it is always possible to begin again.